This city was once the jewel of our kingdom. A place of light and beauty and music. And so it shall be once more!
Somebody's found me since the abyss. This is my power.
Welcome to Zorpazorp Gaming. My name is Lachie and Dan, and welcome to the 5th installment of our Gondor at War campaign. Once again, we welcome back Daniel Jones.
Hey man, good to be back.
Yes, it's going to be a pretty fun scenario today.
It looks it, yeah, definitely.
We've got a pretty cool little board laid out here, as you guys can see, because we are playing the White Rider scenario number 6 or 7, I think, and it's going to be pretty special. Essentially, Faramir has executed a reasonably successful tactical withdrawal from Osgiliath, and he is falling back to Minas Tirith, but Mordor are not letting up. We are chasing him down fervently with 3 Nazgul on Fell Beasts, but you've got an ace in the hole, Dan.
Yes, yeah, I have the White Rider with me today, so hopefully he can be the extra firepower I need to get Faramir home safe.
He is indeed. So Gandalf the White on Shadowfax with all of his juicy magical glory, so it's going to be caster crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got 4 casters all up. My 3 wraiths are 2 might, 14 will, and 2 fate.
Yes. 2 fate.
And obviously Gandalf is just a beast. You've got 12 Knights of Gondor and Faramir?
Yeah, 12 Knights. Faramir does actually have a bow as well.
Cool. Yes, because he's like the Osgiliath Ranger kind of profile.
Yeah,
yep.
Not that I'm sure it's going to be used much, but you never know.
He'll be riding pretty hard and fast, I imagine. And what are your goals, Dan?
So, pretty simple for me. My only goal is to get Faramir through the gates.
Awesome. And if I kill Gandalf, but that still happens, it's a draw?
It's a draw, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I got to kill Faramir. That's pretty thematic. I'm going to see if we can go for some black dart action or something.
Yeah.
Something pretty thematic, which should be pretty good. And you get a bit of a bonus because of Tom's victory?
Yeah. Tom's been helping me out in the last match. So essentially on the first turn, Faramir gets a free heroic march. So
oh goodness! So what's
nice little boost.
15 inches with cavalry?
Yeah, 15 inches with cav. So.
I do fly 12 with the Fell Beasts, but of course Shadowfax runs 12 as well, right?
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
This is going to be high movement, high magic, and high mayhem, I think.
Yeah.
All right, good luck, dude. Let's get into it.
Thanks, man.
So this is our little layout here. Now the scenario is actually a 4x4 board, but we're playing with some extended borders today just so that we can use my gorgeous Ramesakor terrain to represent Minas Tirith. So our board actually starts here at the gate and then it finishes just up here. So there's a little 12-inch bubble. Dan is starting right on the board edge here with his 12 Knights and Faramir, and Gandalf is starting in the gate to Minas Tirith. And my Fell Beasts aren't here yet, Dan.
They are not, no. So at the end of essentially the first turn, so good gets priority automatic. At the end of your next turn, they essentially move on from any point on this board edge, essentially following the normal reinforcement rolls. So they'll be able to move on, but they can't do anything that turn. So
awesome. All right, well, let's jump into priority for the first turn.
Yeah. Let's
actually, it automatically goes to good.
Oh yeah,
of course. All right,
that's a good start for us.
Yes.
Good start. All right.
Dan's going to jump into his movement, and we'll come back and see what he's done.
Okay.
Dan has just charged straight up the middle, and my wraiths are now coming on behind him. I'm going to bring my first wraith on, and he is going to move his full 12 inches right on the tail of the knights, 1 inch away from that little knight there. And I am going to cast Black Dart on Faramir's horse. Now I've got 14 will, and I cast that on a 5 with my normal wraith, so I'm just going to spend 3. I don't need to channel it because I'm targeting the horse, so I only need to do 1 wound. Yes, alright, let's go. I'm needing a 5. Oh, he gets it on a 6! A big Gandalf 6.
A big 6.
Alright, you want to do some resisting, Dan?
I will be doing some resisting.
I'll take that one for you.
Okay. I will also use Gandalf's dice. So that was needing a 6, wasn't it?
Yes, on a 6. How many points of will has Faramir got?
He only has 3.
3, okay.
So what I'm going to do this turn, let's use 1.
1?
And see how we go. No, let's... No, yeah, we'll go 1. Oh, sorry, 2.
2? Alright.
Yeah. Needing a 6.
Oh, he gets it!
6.
And,
okay.
of course, because this
A natural 6.
A natural
so
6.
I technically have only spent 1 point.
Very nice. Alright, cool. Well, I am going to bring my second Wraith in. He is also going to fly up 12. Now, we've suckered away one of Faramir's points of will. We are just going to do the exact same thing.
So 3 points.
Yep, so I'm spending another 3...
That's Tom's one?
Yeah, this is Tom's one here. So I'm spending another 3 will on Faramir's horse once again with Black Dart. And oh, I've got it again on another 6.
Another 6, okay. Well, fairly important for me to resist this. So again, I'm going to use another 2.
Another 2.
So hopefully I get another natural 6.
No, he doesn't. Alright, so it's not game over yet though.
Do have might.
You've got the might. True. Now I still have to wound you. It's it'll be a strength 9 hit, but of course, if you don't spend your you won't get the will back anyway.
Yeah,
it's not natural.
I won't get the will back.
Hmm.
You still got another one to come on, don't you?
I do, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, look, at this stage, I think I'll just have to wear that.
Okay, cool. Well, I gotta wound you still.
Oh yeah, I'll wear it.
All right, you're wearing it. Okay. Okay, so I need a 3 with 1 strength 9 hit and a 6. God, these Gandalf dice. Ori was right. They're amazing.
All right.
Okay, so you are Throne Rider.
Yep.
The horse is
Throne
dead.
Rider.
And he's
2.
fine. Alright, so successful turn so far. Wraith number 3 is also going to fly on, and he's going to go right up the top there, looking menacingly down at Faramir. And I'm going to go for another Black Dart, this time at Faramir himself. I'll just use 3 will again, and this time I'm going to spend a point of might to channel it. So, yeah, definitely worth spending the 3 will, because I'm going for the effort to channel. Let's see if we can get rid of some of his fate. Needing a 5 again. Gets the 6. Now you are out of will, aren't you, Dan?
I am completely out.
Okay,
yes.
so I get to see if I wound you. So you are defense 6 with the Faramir profile.
Defense 5 because he doesn't have armor.
It's a 3 regardless, isn't it? Strength 9.
But you'll be doing D3 wounds as well.
But I think
you've got to do the.
I got a wound once, and then if you pass the fate, nothing happens. But if I then wound you, I then work out how many.
Right. Okay. Cool.
So I got to get a 3 here to wound Faramir. Oh, gets the 6.
Okay. Too many 6s.
So, would you like to spend some fate, Dan?
Yes.
I can grab that one for
100%, yes. Okay, he's got 2 fate. I'll just use 1 point.
Yep. Fate number 1. Saved.
Saves it.
Alright, very nice. Well, we spent 1 might and 3 will, but we did chew up one of Faramir's fate, and we got rid of his horse. Not a bad turn for us at all. Let's jump into priority, Dan.
Yep, fantastic. Now, I had good last, so it goes
to me. 5 apiece. Any heroic moves from you, Dan?
Yes.
Yes, alright. I am definitely going to counter call, and I'm going to counter call with... we're going to go with this one here, who hasn't spent any might. So that Wraith in the center.
Yep, fantastic.
I've got priority, so I get to do the roll off. On a 1, 2, 3, it goes to Mordor. On a 4, 5, 6, it goes to you. Oh no!
Not a good start. Not a good start.
All right, I'm going to make some charges, and we are going to come right back. So what I've got to do is I've got to get in combat with Faramir to negate his heroic move. Now, because of the way Dan's positioned him quite cleverly in the center, I can't actually get my base in there. So what I'm going to do is cast Compel on this gentleman here so I can piss him off out of the way. He is very much in range. I only need a 4, but I'm going to spend 3 will because this has to go off or I'm not going to negate Faramir's heroic move, so it's pretty important. So 3 dice needing a 4, and I just got it. Of course, he cannot resist because he has no will points, so he makes a half move off out of the way. So he is going to gallop 5 inches over in this direction, and then my lovely fell beast is going to fly all the way around here, and I can thunder him into Faramir on his own, or try and engage another rider at the same time. I think if we go into Faramir, now also what I want to try and do is scare off a lot of these other riders so that I'm not dealing with too many of them in combat. But yeah, I'm just going to chuck Faramir in on his own, and then we'll see what we can do about these other riders. Okay, so I still have priority now because Dan's heroic move has been negated. So I'm going to have a think about my little tactical options with Wraiths 2 and 3, and we'll come right back. Alright, so I'm going to roll with a bit of a new magical spell for me. Haven't used this one yet. It's one of the new ones from this edition called Instill Fear. First up, I'm going to move this Wraith here, and he is going to drop right in here, 1 inch away from all of those models. And then I'm going to cast Instill Fear on a 5, hopefully, and every model within 3 inches will basically have to take a courage test and then run away, which could be quite good because then they're not going to be able to do much else on the rest of the turn. So I am just going to use 2 will. How much will has this one got? This is still on 11?
That guy there, yeah, he's still on 11, that one.
So I've still got 11 with him. I'm going to chuck 2 will into this. Can you pass me a Gandalf dice?
Sure can.
Needing 5s. Let's see if my luck holds up. Big Gandalf 6. Oh, got the 5.
Got what he needed.
Alright, so now each of Dan's knights within 3 inches has to take a courage test. So we're looking at this guy, this guy, this guy, and I think this guy is just in as well. So 4.
4 knights.
And you're at neg 1 because of Harbinger of Evil.
Yep, so that'll take me to courage 2.
Alright, this guy, oh, now I get to choose the order and they will move directly away from me. Now I don't really think it actually matters in this case. No, it probably won't. We'll move this guy first just in case he clips the other dude's face.
Okay, so first courage check. No,
failed.
A thorough fail.
So we take our tape measure and form a straight line between the 2 models. Basically, he's just going to run into his knight friend there. So he won't be going very far, but more importantly, he can't countercharge. This knight here.
Yeah, that one is okay.
6 plus 8 plus 2, he makes it. Alright, so he's brave as a soul, this gentleman here.
Let's go again. Oh, less so that time, just out.
Alright, now he just plows straight into Faramir, quite unhelpfully. And this last one here with the banner. Whoop! Fell beast going
this is
everywhere.
just turned off.
Oh, that's alright.
Oh, there we go. And he loves it as well.
He loves it as well. There we go.
6 and a 3.
We only scared 2 in the end. Now I still get to make a move. So the only ones who aren't going to be doing anything are now these 2. So I'm going to use my Wraith to then get in and engage a few models. Basically as many as I can to stop some counter charges. So I am going to fly... He's moved. I'm going to fly over to the other side and engage these 2 gentlemen here so that they won't be able to do much. There we go. Alright, let's jump into Wraith number 3. Okay, so Wraith number 3 is doing a pretty cool multi-stage play. It's sort of high risk, high reward. It's not the greatest percentage, but it's a pretty cool maneuver if we can pull it off. So first up, he's going to fly 9.5 inches right over here. And that brings him just within range of Gandalf, who's all the way over here, 12 inches. And now I'm going to cast a Channeled Sap Will. So if I get it off, it means that Gandalf will lose D6 will points. But also, because it's kind of so scary, Dan's probably going to try and spend quite a few will points to protect against it so he doesn't lose everything. So it's a good way of trying to neuter Gandalf for kind of breaking down his power late game, but I do have to get a 5 because the spell has been quite nerfed from the last edition. So I'm going to spend 3, which takes this Wraith from 11 to 8. Needing probably a 6 would be good, but a 5 gets the spell off. And gets 2 Gandalf 6s, look at those. Alright, the spell is cast. How much will are you going to spend, Dan?
Okay, so Gandalf gets a free point every turn.
And you've got 6 to start in your store.
6 to start, yeah. I definitely don't want to be losing too much will yet, so look, I'm going to do 2 from my store.
Yes,
plus a free one.
Yep. So do you want to use a separate dice for the free? For the
natural? Yes, yeah, for the natural.
When you roll a 6 when you're resisting, if you roll a natural 6, you get that point of will back, but not on free will points. So we have to keep that dice separate, just so that Dan doesn't score himself any extra will points. All right, give it away. Looking for a 6s to resist. Oh, no 6.
No 6.
Any might points from you?
Yeah, he's going to have to use a might point on his free one.
So we cost ourselves 3 will and a point of might to get rid of Gandalf's 3 will, well, only 2 because he used the free, and a point of might. So a pretty good outcome, I think. I mean, honestly, I probably might have only rolled like a 1 on the d6 anyway, but now I've got 3.5 inches left of my move with this Wraith, so he is going to, oh man, wings. Wings everywhere.
Wings for days.
Jesus, this is ridiculous. So he is going to, I'm going to pivot this guy. I just went and grabbed another spare base because that was chaos, and I've thrown that in and pulled our other Wraith out, and essentially I've put him in an exact position where he charges this model. This gap is too small for this rider to get around and trap my main Wraith. This guy, of course, got compelled by the first Wraith, so he can't move around, and there's only enough room for probably just the one knight to get in and help Faramir out. And then this guy can't move, those two are in combat, this guy won't be able to make it around to the central combat, so we should be pretty good. The only thing that we still have to deal with is Gandalf, because he is going to be able to ride straight in and cast some spells and probably try and transfix or do some, or immobilize, do some chaos to my poor little Wraith fighting Faramir, who can still heroic strike, because I didn't manage to cast any transfixes on him because I was too busy trying to do all this complex statistics. So we're going to see how Dan's turn goes with all his sneaky little action, and then we'll come right back.
Okay, so moving on to my move, I've got a couple of choices I need to decide on fairly urgently. I mean, obviously Faramir's combat is the most pressing, because that Ringwraith did get the charge, so one bad turn it rolls and Faramir could be dead this turn. So trying to avoid that, I think what I'm going to do first, because it will dictate my other moves, this one knight here, I'm going to attempt a courage check to charge
This one?
No, the Ringwraith charging Faramir, to give him a bit of extra support in the combat. Of course, if he fails, he won't be able to move, which could mess up my other plan. Oh, my other plans. But that's all right. Okay, so that guy charging into the Ringwraith, needing an 8, not getting an 8. That's unfortunate.
He is terrified.
But that is okay. Charge. So this knight is going to attempt to come around the side.
All the way around the back.
Yep. Skirting that ruin, needing an 8.
Another 7.
Not getting it. Alright, I'll just put that there for the moment so he can't move. Okay, and leave that with me and I'll come right back. Okay, so essentially I've, with my knights, I've really just moved them around, more so for next turn, just to try and get a little bit more support in there for Faramir. Now, fairly new with magic actually. I haven't actually ever used a model that's had Sorcerous Blast, so new to the spell. Now, what I'm thinking of is I'm going to move Gandalf up, and he's actually going to target this fell beast here with a Sorcerous Blast. My thinking for that is Faramir hasn't been transfixed, and he has strike available with some might in his store, so I'm going to risk it there, but importantly, both those Ringwraiths have 7 will, but the one in combat with Faramir has a might, so not sure if this is the right call, but first time Sorcerous Blast user, we'll see how it goes. So I'll get my Gandalf coming up. Now he's 12 inches, so he's out of all of the combat ranges, but he can move a full 8 inches there, and then he's going to make sure, well in range. Now he used 2 will before and his free, so this is one I would really like to get off, and I also want to try and force a lot of will out of the other Ringwraith. So I'm going to try 3 will points, needing a 4+ for Sorcerous Blast, only getting a 5.
Alright, so cast on a 5.
Cast on a 5, so I still won't get any free. Now this is where it's worth me using any might.
Now, do you have to declare your use of might before I make my resist roll?
Yes.
Right, I see. So, interesting debacle then.
But yeah, because then it can. It basically, I force my hand, so then you have a better idea of how to work it, as I understand it. 7 will, probably going to get a 6 anyway. I won't use the mine. I think I'll hold on to it. Will I? Actually, no, you know what? I think I've gone all in with my will points, so it wouldn't make any sense to go half with my might. Let's see how that goes. So I've used a might as well to bump that up to a 6.
Okay, cool. So I got 7 will on this ring wraith. If a ring wraith gets Sorcerous blasted, he automatically gets the knocked flying result, which means my fell beast disappears, and my ring wraith is basically useless. So he will have 7 will left after this turn, because after spending 1 for the combat, he's on 8 at the moment. So I've got a little bit to resist with, and I need to get that 6, otherwise he's going to be pretty ineffective. So I'm going to spend probably 4 will to get the 6, which is a pretty handy use. How much will did you spend? 3 and a might?
I spent 3 and a might, so it would be a good trade-off.
Yeah,
so
a good return for both, probably. Pretty even. I'm gonna... Yeah, I can't risk it. I need to keep that 3rd base size, so I'm gonna go 4, looking for a 6. Oh, he hasn't got it! And I have no might left on this ring wraith, so I am knocked flying.
And that was exactly my kind of reasoning behind choosing him and not the other fell beast.
Absolutely.
Is the might.
No, my point. Alright, so I get knocked off my base, and the fell beast is gone, and we'll chuck our wraith in a second.
Okay, so the Sorcerous Blast has gone off. Fantastic. So essentially what has happened is the fell beast, sorry, the ring wraith counts as automatically being thrown. So the fell beast is gone, he's out of here. He counts as essentially rolling a 1, so he'll take 1 strength 3 hit for that. Then he takes 1 strength 5 hit for the actual Sorcerous Blast itself. And now my knight, exactly the same thing. So he takes, oh sorry, doesn't get a strength 5 hit. So he takes 2 strength 3 hits, 1 for the actual Sorcerous Blast hit, and then 1 for actually being thrown off his horse.
Cool, alright, let's do the damage.
So, a lot happening there. Now...
So I am defense 8.
Defense 8.
Yep,
yeah.
so you're going to need, what's that, strength 3 on 8.
Is 6s and then, yeah, 6s and 4s. So, needing 6 on this one. Nothing there. And then the strength 3 hit. Nothing there.
And the 2 3s on your own, dude.
2 3s. Now they're defense 6, the knights with the shield. So, first one is nothing there because strength 3, defense 6. Nope. And then one more. That would do nothing either.
But you got rid of the fell beast.
Fell beast is gone, knocked prone, so I'll count that as a win. I mean, I've still got to win the Faramir combat, but we'll see how that goes.
Now, Gandalf still has 4 inches of movement.
Oh, yes, yeah, thank you. Look, he's got the full 12-inch move, so I'm actually going to leave him there, because I think giving myself a bit more space for next turn is going to be more beneficial at this stage.
Alright, fantastic. Well, that takes us into the combat phase. I have priority, so your chance to call heroics first.
Yeah, so this is where it gets pretty dicey. Faramir, fight 5, but he does. Let's confirm, let's not do a Boromir again. Yes, he does have access to strike, but that would take him down to 1 might. Yeah, I think he's going to have to do it.
Calling a strike?
Yeah, he's going to call a strike.
So Dan's called his heroic strike with Faramir, and that certainly could be a problem with me. Faramir could strike up, and he's got a good chance of killing the ring wraith. But I might win, and I might flash kill Faramir too. We'll wait and see what happens. But essentially, worst case scenario, I lose this combat, and if I lose that combat, potentially lose the wraith, then I'm in big trouble because next turn I basically have lost control, lost all my control zone space with my wraiths, and if I still have to deal with Gandalf with only having 1 wraith mounted, I'm in big trouble. So I'm going to use a point of might with this wraith to call a heroic combat, hopefully kill these 2, and then charge off into Gandalf and see if I can get a flash kill on Gandalf, or at least kind of neuter him in some way, and then regardless of what happens with Faramir's combat, at least I might have done some Gandalf damage, maybe even killed him and really leveled the playing field. So I've got priority. Any other heroic moves from you, Dan?
No.
Oh, of course, you've only got 1.
I've only got the 1 in combat.
So we will do the heroic combat first, and I am going to use 3 Mordor dice, so I've got 3 attacks with the Fell Beast on the charge, and you've got 1 attack each with your 2 Knights of Gondor. I'm looking for a big Mordor 6 here, and I got it! She is mine. Beautiful, both of those guys are knocked flying, so they both take a strength 3 hit for being knocked flying.
Yep,
let's do those
sixes.
first. And down goes one of them. Fantastic. So now I've got 6 strikes against where's one more Mordor dice? There we go. 6 strikes against the trapped model. I've got strength 6, I think.
Yes.
So I'm needing 4s. And down he goes.
Straight 6 will do it.
So the heroic combat goes off. Bye-bye. And off flies the Fell Beast. Whoa, well,
Yeah.
knocking another 12 of them
Traffic
over.
jam.
And he's going to jump into Gandalf, and I am going to wrap around this side so that there's no chance of, well, less chance of trapping on the next turn. Alright, well, we got 2 combats left. It probably doesn't really matter what order they are. Why don't we start with Faramir? That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, okay. Faramir it is. So
heroic strike to begin with.
Heroic. Oh, well, it doesn't really matter because he'll go to fight 7.
So you've got the fight value.
Got the fight value. Have 1 might.
Okay, so I need a 6 and you need to roll 4 high. That's the only way I've got this.
And your ring wraith has 1 might as well. So
Alright.
I need to get a straight 6, please.
Set the tone for me. Oh!
Hey!
2 straight
double
6s.
6.
Look at those.
Alright.
Alright, well, let's see what I win anyway. Oh, there you go. I only got the 5.
5. Okay.
Alright, so I am going to back it right up. Now, you've got 2 attacks.
Yep.
You're going to strike on the Fell Beast or me.
I'm going to strike on you.
Cool.
Needing straight 6s.
Yeah, strength 4 and defense 8, needing those big 6s.
2 wounds would be great.
Oh, he gets 1.
1 wound, that's alright. I'll still take that.
I've got 2 fate points. If I fail both of these, my ring wraith is cooked.
And you have 1 might.
1 point of might. Let's see how we go. Hey,
Loves
there we
it
go.
from the get-go.
Wraith is in the fight. Okay, well that's not too bad for me. And this combat over here, I've got 1 wraith with 1 attack now, and you've got the 1 knight. And
6.
goes to you. So
he gets to stand up.
whoop. And my poor little wraith is still prone because he's just got no idea what's going on. Fantastic. Alright, so we are the same fight value. I've got 3 attacks. Well, what is this Gandalf dice? I'm not using Gandalf dice against Gandalf. That's terrible bad luck. So I've got 3 attacks on the charge with the Fell Beast, and you've got 2, Dan, with Gandalf.
2 base.
We're the same fight value, so this should be pretty interesting. Do you want to set the tone for me, Gandalf?
Yep, okay, let's get those sweet 6s.
Oh, he's got it. Alright.
Gandalf dice.
Needing those big Mordor dice. Come on. Yes, we got it. Alright, so, tied combat. I've got priority, don't I?
Priority, you do.
Oh, God, I hate making these rolls. Alright, we want a nice big juicy 1, 2, or a 3. Oh, it goes to Gandalf. Alright, how are you going to make your strikes?
I'll put them on the wraith.
Yep.
Now, Glandring does give them a +1 strength, but on a defensive 8, it will still be a straight 6.
Looking for 6s.
So 2 6s, please. Nope, nothing there.
How much might have you got? Just the 1
Just
now?
the 1, yeah.
Alright,
So
no wounds. Well, not so bad. I
about
get
that.
forced back. So no disasters for me this turn. Faramir isn't dead and Gandalf isn't dead, but I only lost the 1 wraith to Sorcerous Blast, which is a pretty good outcome for Mordor. This would be a pretty important priority, Dan.
It will be, yes.
Let's see how we go. I'm going to use a big Mordor dice. And it is yours!
Great, okay.
Alright, I'm going to have a think about heroic moves. I haven't got a lot of might left. I might need them for combats, but it is pretty important for me to have the initiative when I've only got 3 models. So I'm going to call a heroic move with the last point of might on my central wraith here. And any heroics from you, Dan?
Yeah, I'm going to call with Faramir. It's getting fairly important just to tie people up now, so...
Alrighty, that's...
So I had, natural priority, so show me a nice 4, 5 or a 6.
Oh,
there we go.
It's gone to the forces of good.
So yeah, won the roll-off, awesome. So essentially I've used Faramir, passed his courage check to charge straight into the ring wraith, essentially to negate the heroic move. So now it's back to my normal move, and I kind of have a little bit more opportunities to see what I can do now. So yeah, we'll leave it there, and I'll be back with more. Okay, so I've moved Faramir into the combat, basically just to negate the heroic move. This knight from the rubble has actually come over and charged the other ring wraith. and then I've managed to charge the one prone as well. So good news is they're all locked down for a turn. Now I've just got to try and decide what I'm going to do. I'm thinking at this stage, with Gandalf, I have two options, really the way I see it. I have Banishment or Sorcerous Blast on this Ring Wraith here. Main reason I think I'm going to target him is again the no might. So I think they're relatively low on will. They're 6 and 7 both, so a good shot. So the Sorcerous Blast would definitely take out the Fell Beast, but not a guaranteed chance of a wound, whereas Banishment, guaranteed wound, and he's only got one fate, so it would come down to a 50-50 roll-off. So, and I would also have the added benefit of not actually wounding Faramir. So I think at this stage I'm going to go for the Banishment, less aggressive in terms of hurting my own guys, so we'll see how that goes. So I've got one from my store left and one free, so I'll use both of those, needing a 4+ on Banishment for this big old Ring Wraith here. Needing a 4+. Oh, now he only just gets it, and that is the Ring Wraith that has 6 will remaining.
Alright, how much will do I use here? So it's Banishment.
Banishment,
So
yeah.
if I fail, I take an automatic wound, which I've only got a 50-50 shot at passing with my fate, and I've got no might on this Wraith, Dan?
No might on that one.
Okay, so I've got 6 will. If he's going to be effective for the rest of the game, I probably still need 4 will on that model. So I think I can only spend 2. This is above odding my chances on the 50-50 roll, and then I've got the other 50-50 roll of the fate to keep him in the game. I could take the extra gamble even more and just roll 1 dice here, but I can't do that. That makes me feel nauseous. Alright, so I'm just going to resist needing a 4. Hopefully, I roll a 6. Let's see those big Gandalf 6s for a natural resist, but just a 4 is fine. Oh, jeez! An identical roll to your 4 and 2.
Close.
Okay, so I go down to 4 will, and the Banishment does not go off. So certainly a good result for me there. Wish I could have got some of that will back on the natural resist, but that's okay. Alright, so what is the rest of Gandalf's move, Dan?
Okay, well, in that case, Gandalf is going to charge into this Fell Beast.
Yes, cool.
Essentially because he's got the might, so I don't want to get any weird heroic combats going off. So Gandalf is a lofty courage 7 down to 6.
He's a brave boy.
So I don't get...
Look at that. That one was a bit,
when I saw the one then.
In he goes.
Okay, now always concerned about Hurl being an issue. Let's put him there, I think, because Barge, you can only go D6, and Faramir is out of 6. So that's something. Okay, so I think really all that's left now is want to see how brave all of these knights are, and hopefully they can give Faramir some backup. So, starting from the back, plenty of range on them, needing an 8, nothing there. Actually, I'll do that later on. Needing an 8, nothing there. Needing an 8 with him, nothing there. Now, this is where I've got to be careful. Make sure I don't block myself out. Going with this one first. 7, nothing there. I've got 2 more guys I could possibly call on. He does go through. Now, let's endeavour to get a 3-point trap there, because I have 1 guy left who may be my saviour for a trap. Needing an 8. Oh, and he gets the 8.
Just gets the 3 models
in. So they'll be on the charge, so they do get that really handy +1 to wound.
Yep, the Lancers and Trapped. Very nice.
Equal fight across the board, so interesting turns ahead.
Alright, well no magic from me obviously, because all my models are engaged, so it is combat time. Time to think about some heroic combats. Have you got any might left on the board?
Yes.
With
so
Gandalf?
Gandalf has 1, Faramir's out, and
I've
Yor
got 1
has
there.
1.
Alright, I'm not calling a heroic combat. I'm never going to kill those two, and I have no other fancy heroic moves with these ring wraiths, and Dan's not calling anything either.
I am not.
You've got priority, Dan. What combat would you like to start with?
Okay, well, let's start nice and simple. The ring wraith on the ground against a singular knight.
Hey, goes to me.
And gets the stand up.
And what's your defense?
You're not prone, so you just get
of
to
course.
stand up.
Yes, I just stand up. He finally gets back to his feet. What's up next?
Alright, now, so the one in combat with Faramir is the one with only one fate, so let's go that. So the white is going to be Faramir.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't have any might in this combat, and we're equal fight value, and the greens will be the charging knights.
Alright, set the tone for me.
So, let's get a nice high 4+.
Alright, here's a chance. I can still flaff this though, so let's see how we go. Oh, just gets it.
Not what I wanted to see.
Alright, now I haven't charged, so I certainly... I'm not knocking anyone off or anything, but I've still got 2 attacks at strength 6, so I'm wounding on 4s. But of course I could rend. Now Faramir's only got 2 wounds, Dan?
2 wounds, yes, and 2 fate.
And did I get rid of any fate earlier?
I think you took a fate off over here.
Yes.
You did take 1 fate off.
Alright, I'm going to rend on Faramir, so I'll need 3s to wound.
Yep.
With my 2 attacks. And hopefully we can get some big spicy wounds. Oh, look at that! 2 wounds on the big boy. Alright, it's fate time, Dan.
Okay, so the whole game comes down to this 50-50. Oh!
No, you're kidding! That is unbelievable! How did I kill him from that situation?
That is not ideal.
That is heartbreaking. Faramir has fallen. Well, let's see what happens with Gandalf. Maybe Gandalf can get some revenge.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Faramir charging in.
Alright, I got the 2 attacks with my Wraith.
6 high.
5 high for me. And
you do have the might point.
We're equal fight?
Equal fight.
Well, I might as well spend it. Why not? Now you get to do the roll off.
Priority. It goes to evil.
Goes to me. All right.
One final dagger.
I am absolutely going to rend Gandalf because I want some revenge on that little bug. I can't kill him, but you never know. All right. Strength 4 or 5 with Glamdring, or is that only when wounding?
I'm pretty sure it's only when wounding.
Not a permanent change to the profile.
When making strikes.
When making strikes. All right. So I'm strength. So it's still 3s. For me, and a 2 and a 6, so 1 wound on Gandalf.
First fate. And reroll?
Yeah, that reroll. Oh.
Second fate. Loves it.
There you go. Alright, well, I chewed up some of Gandalf's fate. I cannot believe that. That is phenomenal. Alright, wow, what a game, Dan.
Yeah, man.
That was huge. So much magic and so much mayhem, just as we predicted.
Yeah.
Alright, let's jump into the post-game.
Well, that was an amazing game. Well done, dude.
Yeah, thanks, man. That was really fun.
That was really fun. It's nice for a bit of a change, and we've been playing kind of big horde sort of scenarios with a couple of big heroes, whereas this was sort of really high concept, tactical level stuff, wasn't it, Dan?
It was, yeah. Lots of time thinking about your movement.
Yeah, I mean, magic is always such a Swiss Army knife for every situation, but that also makes it quite a complex kind of thing to be considering because there's so much different stuff you can do. The Wraiths have got some great spells. Gandalf's got heaps of spells.
Yeah.
So it's always a huge consideration. It's quite nice to be able to just wield magic without being in the tournament scenario, so you can really have a think about it. But yeah, that was a phenomenal game. I think my man of the match is probably just like, I mean, I've only got 3 models to choose from, so it's probably just my Wraith who got the killing blow, because I mean, I was really on the fence then. I thought you really had me on the ropes, and he managed to just turn a great combat pretty much through terror, and you failing those charges, managed to, you got 1 bad roll, I got up, got the double wound, and because I'd already got the channeled Black Dart on like turn 1 and got rid of Faramir's horse, which was also done by that Wraith who got the killing blow. That was certainly the big play for me. What about you, Dan? Who was your hero?
Look, I think Gandalf was a really big play. You know, getting the knockdown from the first Fell Beast was really good.
Yeah, totally.
I think that last turn, that was probably poor choice on my behalf. Looking back on it now, I think I would have preferred to attempt a transfix on that ring wraith, and then I should have just got Gandalf into the combat with Faramir. Doesn't have strike, but he had the extra might if I did fluff a combat.
Totally, all your eggs in that one basket, rather than spreading out.
Exactly, and then, you know, I could just move all of my knights around to form a bubble. You know, and then, but you know, look.
Yeah, because I guess then you wouldn't have been relying on so many terror checks as well.
Exactly. Yeah. I after using Army of the Dead and seeing Courage 2, I should have known how bad Courage 2 can be. But look, after having never used Gandalf before and not used magic in a while, really fun scenario. I enjoyed that a lot. It is a
really fun scenario. It's probably been my favourite so far of the 5 that we've played. Yeah, really enjoyable. Really nice, kind of challenging thinking stuff. I think the other thing that I kind of it was a big gameplay, but I don't really kind of think about it, was that sap will moment in like turn 1 or turn 2, because I ended up sucking 4 points of will with a free one, which I think probably hampered Gandalf a little bit, because you weren't able to be really free with getting those high rolls.
Exactly, yeah.
So I managed to resist that second big spell. Like if you'd managed to get off, you nailed that first Sorcerous Blast, and then that second one, the banishment that you went for. If you got the wound and banished him with like having heaps of will at your disposal, that would have really wrecked the game. So yeah.
I think playing this one again, it would be very interesting to see, because I think I definitely know a little bit more now, so I'd probably play it a little bit different, but I'm sure you would as well. So
yeah, the other thing I was thinking of is it'd be fun to just, not very themey, but just fly over the knights and go for Gandalf. And try and just kill him, and then be like, alright, cool, maybe still ping Faramir's horse on the way, just to slow him down, and then just focus on gangbanging Gandalf, which would be pretty fun to see who won between the Wraiths and the White Rider. But yeah, that was an awesome scenario. Well done, dude.
Yeah, that was fun as always, man.
We certainly enjoyed playing it. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. It was a really great scenario, and there are so many great scenarios still to come. We've got heaps of wonderful Pelennor Field scenario. I think the next one we're playing, and it'll be Dan again, is Faramir trying to ride back and reclaim Osgiliath on Denethor's mad orders, which should be a pretty fun scenario as well, doing a big cavalry charge again.
Looking forward to that one.
Yeah, you should have your full knights at your disposal once again. So make sure you guys hang around for that. If you guys haven't seen all the other episodes from our Gondor at War series, I'll link them down in the description below. If you're new around here, check out the rest of the channel. We got loads of terrain and painting tutorials now, as well as lots of other battle reports. And if you're enjoying the content we do, feel free to check out our Patreon. The link is in the description. That's it for us today.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for watching, guys, and keep on SPG gaming.
This city was once the jewel of our kingdom. A place of light and beauty and music. And so it shall be once more!
Send these foul beasts into the abyss. This is